interact with another Dangonronpa. Investigation. We're going to investigate Sakura's dead body. I want to interact with this just to the door we came through. The door of the jam show with the chair inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after bearing the door. The door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out, so we broke one of those like zero escape, right?
In other words,
It's classic locked room murder. Locked room murder. This one. Back to the thing. This would be sort of. But could it happen right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Curious to hear about more of a locked room murder details? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder, there's clearly four basic types. First type is when locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. So, news killers must describe this with some special method he seals the room. That involves some sort of trick involving a lock and a clear. Basic approaches include a string or simple mechanism. There are no other variations. Without it, all we have to do is check the door to see if it'll
Correct.
Second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
In other words,
Breaking into a special contraption that will from outside to target the victim inside. We put your switch outside as a handgun to shoot an arrow through a gap in the door or something like that.
however,
In this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in this hole. The door is that any gap that would unlock it. Yeah, we will probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
Third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
Mistaken, and when the door is open, they use a confusion to blend in with the group. I should have along with everyone else. That's it. It could have been possible. Maybe. No, it can't be.
it's true.
And the fourth final type is wasn't actually a locked room at all. No.
In other words,
Well, I mean, there's an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in movies and things, but it's really generally not possible. Maybe anything on cross the watch?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, there are the basics. So there are four possibilities. Okay, which of these four do you think seems to affect the case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. Right now, I can't really say. Let's see. Really close at the locked room. Until I figure that out, we should find Sakura's death is taken separate to smoothly and to concentrate on this video. Sakura, if nothing else. Alright. Trying to put glass scattered all around the chair Sakura sitting on. Glass is all red, and there's the top of the bottom section of the bottom. This is supposed to be originally. And that's something else. And these want to match these. Pawn, king, queen. So what we shall employ was the knight? Or was it
So,
oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
This is a monochrome version, not a monochrome bottle. Monochrome bottle. I like them, starting to make sense of things a little bit. Something on the shelf. Monochrome bottle.
Why?
It's a handprint. Because someone touched the rock or left a handprint.
It's true.
Looks quite fresh too. So someone's been in the locker. Nice of you to look. Here's the killer hidden into the locker. The door was open. No, she just jumped out.
Wrong.
I'll push her, that's not oh,
Hey,
take back 4 and go over this. Yeah, the lock was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no reason in there until after we open the door. So,
Huh?
all that. Wow. Do you recognize it?
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to you. That was a candy wrapper. Soccer got super upset when she found out about Jules by Jack and Jack feeling. Soccer left. After we left the nurse's office, gave it to her, and I helped her calm down. Then gave that candy to some. Our big box over her house. As soon as we can get to a warehouse, we took the entire box back to my room. Make sure nobody could get their hands on it.
has, I mean,
I want soccer to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. And now they've lost some of their flavor. She's gonna be really sad after the trial. That's gonna suck. Bloodstain from the magazine show. Plus a coat from soccer, right? That doesn't make sense. That's what we should vomit it. Some kind of plastic container rolling around in the entrance.
so,
It's like a protein drink and Sokka must have drank and knows she loves the protein. And she mentioned one of the proteins with all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take it to heart if I were you. Still, this protein can. It's gonna label it this Chem A2. When you soccer mentioned how the chemical had all kinds of health stuff.
Just a second.
That's strange.
Hey,
You should have scattered around the can. Such a lot of gas must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they're just scattered around. They're underneath. So the kid must place their reason. Why does that matter?
So,
She said shit, but probably don't want to take care of it. So that will become important too later on. So I'm not sure what to know.
however,
Plus the Sokka has been killed. Yeah, just not touch it. Go down without a fight.
it's true.
She certainly didn't know. I would say. She's also martial and strong in body, mind, and spirit. I was very believe that her hand on her gave her like a poison, so surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly they would need to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What?
What do you want to bother me, go away. No, I'm trying to have a spicy. It literally crushes my soul completely. Luckily, you're the last person slumped forward on the chair. While your stones of a blow to the head. Suffer, no one will never become believing. That's what killed her, but Hunter knocked you fast and also vomited blood. I can see traces of blood on her lips for sure. Quickly closed her mouth with that point. Sure, that's something any other. Seems like a spot. Maybe getting hit on the head, someone cause her starting. Not a chip.
That's fine.
No, but your eyes planted on the most interesting location. Interesting.
Naturally.
Yeah, most interesting. Don't you agree? No? Not a bit gone interesting. That does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to when she died.
What the heck?
I already know who.
I won't forgive you.
Miyaki Toku Ushiro had to be one of them. I couldn't stand the sight of it. You go with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. You'll be help me find out more. Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the record. Like to look on this thoughts this morning, Sakura and I both up together, right? Then she showed up on her own. And I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet if she had any reference by name. I knew in my opinion, she said she died right away. Tell me the truth, I heard it from Sakura herself. I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. Said not to worry, that she was willing to talk to her. This is what I did. Could stop her by force, even this would never have happened. Hina. It's possible to not have regrets. Ow's account. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her. She asked them to come after the circle, and then at the same time, she ended up dying. I had a bit of hormone, I just sort of
What?
You want to bother me? I was also like to ask you, so maybe quick, the two that Sakura asked you to meet here on the record. So you found out. And it's true? You did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said after you expect to be killed by that monster? So you can go see her? Of course not. I ripped that note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today. Ow. Dex says healing is true. Well, it's all I can, but otherwise I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
Just finish visiting yourself in my sight. Okay. I believe I have investigated everything. What have I not investigated? Door doesn't unlock, but I don't see anything suspicious by the door. Chair. Chair. I've been hearing the door from opening and there's a little wood. Oh, that's for sure. Okay, what's creative? Lock you up to the outside.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished your general investigation? Yeah, I think so.
So then,
I'll talk to the people now. Oh, God, dude.
listen to me.
So I've decided you'll go in my place. Jesus, she got all the precious heart issues. But she's alright. I have to go talk to the others. I don't want to meet with you. I'll meet with you. The other people I need to do. Oh my god. I don't want to leave.
Who's there? Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
What do you want? Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Jackie already told you she had asked to meet with him. But she wanted to meet with I just said two, didn't I? I guess that was totally unuseful. Yeah, pretty much. Can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note. I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Taco claimed she could go see her, but I really thought you heard. Oh, I'll talk about that. So Hero did it. Hero. My man. Why'd you... That's...
You know?
What? How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Have your special abilities
I'm
not the only one she wanted to know. Oliver told me herself, but she asked me out for anything too. Wait a second. Just for you, did she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave to me a question. If you happen to mention my feelings, like a thousand. Oh, that's suspicious, yeah.
You got it all wrong!
No way, you told me. Why did you do that?
Actually,
That's what I saw. When he got hurt, I said that the nurse stopped.
don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since. Come on, Pierre, can you show me the lotion? Do I still have it? Let's see.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, it's like I don't have it anymore. He pulled his hands back on his body. That's what I felt some blood coming out. Hero here. Ooh, yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, come on.
Gonna try to go out.
What?
Anyway, I get to the last week, but it never went. So I'll feel, excuse me. Here, I am. Short protein can in front of the microphone. Usually like to sit very close. So, investigation. Took a long time.
What?
Did you have your eye on the Kim Lab too? Yeah. I think we would say yes, or I understand. Check. Okay, get over. What else? A whole smirk here, a piece of paper, okay.
What?
Well, let's go chop chop. Okay. Well, let's go to the. So, it's not bad. You and me, that's a great sketch.
I see.
So, was interesting. And whoever left these folks away at business after you left, no snow. And they came in, they really had to do with you.
I see. It's certainly possible. What?
Your feet do appear to be too big. Pushing this way, this way. Yeah. Like, how clear these prints are should be great. Yes, they're a valuable clue.
So, in other words,
if they really just want to have it, it must relate to the can't even know. She is all deadly force. Chemicals, poisons, very powerful chemicals. Let's see.
what?
What do you think studying science, mathematics, and no medical applications?
That's fine.
Worlds of a lifelong reason I am supposed to do well. Alright, let me straight up. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. I'm just going to check all the pairs and just the way we can let it be in and then we're going to go to this finish. Section, anything else, you're going to go there. Wish you thought they don't worry about the show too much. might take a good look at the camera. Maybe we should take another look at the rec room. Yum. Yum. No,
Hey,
so we go to how's your investigation on?
I see.
So what if you hear the left there and then it goes? Such a convenient someone must be lying. Not really. Someone's lying?
Anyway,
Well, big promise mail. Oh, they were showing the magazine from the Muslims on it. You do what you want. Alright. Like I said, the magazine shop is finding clues behind. Oh, this magazine's upside down.
hey,
So catch your eyes upon for explore in detail what you think. Yeah, you're right. Could have been a mermaid. Toko. Pages in the snow, magazine, whatever, blood, bloody lilies. Nathan Toko. I don't think Toko was all that.
correct.
It would appear you found it. Toko just
So,
is indeed diagnosed with someone user finger to write it. Toko killed. Toko. Dying message.
however,
I'm not the one who put it back upside down. I really liked it when I found it a little while ago. I should put it back aside as I found out the break for the break for others to make come look. Hey, is that? This is Toko, right? Yeah, looks like
What the heck?
she's the killer, right? Yeah, well, I have to confirm that.
I won't forgive you.
Settled, she's the killer for sure. That's the determined. That includes some evidence, right? You can use it. Shit, where to go? I see why you think that, but... Oh, just like easy, too easy a person always think that, but... What's more suspicious? Right, 'cause he died with it. These things... Something new. Oh yeah, there's a missing one.
hey,
There's a human correlation between all the bottles. Okay, careful attention, you should find it. There's 2 missing pieces and we only found one. Genius toys.
so,
Oh my god, your toy was really fluffy green. Well, each person needs to help to their own food so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Oh, to a degree. Monokuma bottle.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottle is bothering me. I should do an experiment to confirm it. You know my helping me, right?
anyway,
You get a pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle, turn the small pieces to it. Are you sure it's gonna have the most
that doesn't matter.
Wait, that's a but she's still fun. I'm not just be obvious that you're stuck.
So then,
That good. What's wrong with just a hand? That's a job. Best friend doesn't make it. Just as I finished it.
so then, in other words,
Yeah, screw up a little bit. We're gonna use it. Hey, wait. These are logic left over. I want to put the balls in some packed. Why do you want to do that? That's one it looks good. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
That's by the way the genuine Monokuma bottles.
In other
Makes
words,
sense. It's not the same. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Once you look at it as basically same, but if it could be easier.
so then,
Yeah, because the important part. Little piece that you clean up from one side. That it's good too. When go with it, beat your leg. It'll run the balance out, or the piece will be defective. Yeah, that's good. There's a chance it could have been
so then,
broken pieces I have here. Is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
In other words,
This program not correlation to these walls we put on.
hey,
I believe you'll arrive at one. It's more than one model. What do you think? It's on you. It's more than one model.
just a second.
Start off as busy when I hope you figure everything out. Oh yeah, I know.
Hey,
Do you think it actually really is
whew,
There's no getting around it. Only if we care if it requires players to take that price. Because we have a bunch of kind of name
it's true.
That's all. And how do you?
So, hey, correct.
Yeah, what stands up?
I see.
Number one.
Hey, it's true. It would seem
Realize she didn't suffer a single blow. I think she received 2 blows.
indeed.
Interesting. What you say is...
Correct.
Well, perhaps the spot was no
It's true.
That's why I learned. That's why I learned. Everything your body in detail. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear Tick Duck Mom.
Whoops! He had caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Hey, no matter what, I have to make something happen. Alright, it's just... How to keep moving is not so much, and everyone's going to meet up one after another.
What?
No matter how hopeless it is, we toss the smile piece, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, just pick the kid you read it, funny.
Well?
How great something is. Put it there, and as that face makes it look super nice.
Yes, indeed.
You have a hundred. That just makes me sad.
I can't wait!
Then please get on the elevator. See, go down there.
Just the worst.
How do you guys? How do you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
Yeah, I mean, I have murdered anyone.
What the heck?
It is ugly murder.
What the heck?
What? Oh, yeah, the truth of it is true enough. There's no doubt one of us is the culprit. We're clever. Sure than anyone I know. And yet someone killed me. That person is here. That person is one of us. I want to stop the blue memories. I don't know if I'll be able to get about some stuff going on with my feel a chilly running through me. A chilly fear running through me, trying to make me run from the inside out. I don't know how many times I got through this and never got through it yet. The door still prison and the door slams. We watched the doors close, and I felt like it began its sinister descent. Oh, dear Lord, our door gets all too familiar clunking sounds. I found it lower subtly as always. Where the lower doors open with you? Oh! Just 6 feet, huh? What's so few? You said that's not your fault. Oh, that's not. Oh, don't catch on. I don't know. School life come to an end.
Now then.
I'll be ready to begin. You know, it's real. I guess I... I have a skill. I got a skill. I got a skill. What is it? Ooh, increased bullet capacity affected in the bullet battle. I'll take that. You know? Still got half of the skill points to use, but I'll take that. That's not bad.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Yes, I'm really sure one of these killers. I've reached the
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as... Get!
It was one of you. One of you killed...
And what reason do you...
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it?
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get. It was one of you killed...
And what reason do you...
Because you all had... You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
No, it's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died.
Yep.
So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina, but there's no good reason to suspect all three of them. Does that mean one of them did? No, they all
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw...
No, it's wrong. Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was... when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostile.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Huh? Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
How do you know about that? You weren't in there.
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime, so it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine.
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
I'll just volunteer here for the
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message, it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was...
And I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had begun.
I found the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
that makes total sense.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered. Shoot! Shoot! I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the
magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
How?
I can tell you exactly when I found that when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had begun.
I know.
I can tell you exactly when I found the... dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered. Shoot! I can tell you exactly when I found the when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when it was only after I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found it was only after I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I don't know.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when I found it was only I found the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
And then I missed it.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you it was only after I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
and I can tell you when it was only after I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I missed it.
I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was.
And I can tell you it was only after I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
No, what's wrong?
Oh my god, finally.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Please don't be what I think it is. That might be even worse, actually, if it goes into...
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof.
This should prove it. I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
So what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Wow.
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Everybody waiting. Last couple of other people waiting more. Okay. Drug piece
and that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something. As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain, and until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Shoot! I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message? Then stick it somewhere we might not find it.
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did. Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me...
Just tell us what happened one more time.
I don't really see why.
Whoa!
I didn't want to, but... I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went...
See? Mizukiro really is the killer!
There's only one.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed the Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind before she could...
You hit her from, and you only hit...
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and...
See? Hero really is the killer!
I didn't want to, but I grabbed the Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from, and you only hit her...
Yeah, just once.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf. And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles...
Oh god. Chess piece. I need to see.
Now I understand. That's it! The chess pieces!
Yep.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh! So the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. there's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case. I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa, why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
So if I press the try button to finish without a second thought. Now we have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. You'll have to choose a proper truth bullet using your crew database. Just select it soon. What? Also, look. love you. Mean, reset to mean, regardless, just spaghetti out of my way. Have a really good enough sleep. Oh, let's go. What happened, dude? Can look up and... Hey, here we go.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! That's enough!
This should prove it. Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we?
Stop wasting my time.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's... you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Keep talking like this.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote. What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right?
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Oh shit,
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible. I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open, so obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
That's because you're overlooking vital information.
Yes, legit vomited blood.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her.
Nothing's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
I got it!
Section F.
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
couldn't believe my ears. Put the bottle was
Master!
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Oh, the eye was already there.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Oh. Do it,
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Huh.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Is it true? Did you really... kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Nope.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison, then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Well, if that's true, that's a little strange.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
First I went to Section... That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle...
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
And that's where I switched
The powders. Once I was done switching, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison and left the... That's all there is.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate?
First I went to That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground.
Yeah. Okay, and I moved from section C to section...
No, what's wrong? You said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this. It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Why?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Oh, strike window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it? The bottle? Wait. No.
what? I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was on.
No, that's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction as...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
Only got the poison in the camera brought to the room. I've had to have been.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Fourth one.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it. Hina, did you know?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
No, sorry.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead. and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were. You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room... While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly. You! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case.
It's free.
Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Okay. I swear God, if I would get an A on everything. You get an A still. I got 1 C. Okay, thank God. I'm 15. I'll take it.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the Blacken? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna kill Sakura. Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're doing here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth. I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
You know what? You trying to cover up what happened. If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
What?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? Everything is inside died. And I people pushed her into a corner. You're a killer. So that's why
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't need. You were gonna take us all with you. You have to atone for her sins, because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We had to pay for the crime.
What?
You're serious? That's just...
What is this?
You still don't understand. Let me explain. You realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Really is. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, that's... I have a gun for anger. It's like a suicide note. Suicide note? Think back, I should have seen it coming. So it was just a Jack had attacked me, Sakura got mad, still got me for Sakura, calm down, you don't have to worry about me. You can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer. What do you want, F-Tom? No, you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because
I can't forgive this!
your closest friend got hurt. Sakura. Because of me. My friends are all gonna kill you. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted the way to get everyone to forgive her. She asked to meet with her. You must have met with those three. Wait, you can't. You don't see how dangerous that is. Don't worry, I just won't talk to them.
But,
About what? Listen, don't do it. They're all gonna gang up on you at once.
Hina,
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemies.
they're friends.
You know what she said, Sakura? She clearly believed, and completely believed in all of us. She just talked to her universe that she was a friend to all of us. And yet,
why?
and yet, you trampled all over her feelings. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
I'll stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed you and you weren't even listening to what she had to say. I'm asking a single question. You tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So someone is waiting to be killed.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her.
Huh?
Whatever, what happened?
Hina,
Eva, you came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina,
Huh?
I...
So glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
Some protein.
Can I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chemical to get the protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized someone had taken something from the shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late.
Please!
Come in, please. Open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. She got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness, that's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for her and they just added to the weight. She had to kill you and I didn't even realize it. We killed her, all of us. We pushed her in the corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like that shouldn't be allowed to live. That's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us, and it's wanted to free her. It gets me. I got found out in the end I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after that.
Hey! Hey!
So I am about to deliver the final tearjerker.
Hey!
Stay so long. I'm supposed to fall asleep. Do you think you have any idea what Sakura is actually thinking?
What is this?
What did you say? Maybe it says nothing about your interpretation, right? You want an opinion on this?
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she's thinking. Because her...
In other words,
Lord, I'm really...
yes indeed.
The entire foundation is shaky. What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Is that obvious?
Yep.
Suicide note. Suicide note. Not like
Too bad.
I wonder if that would
It's true.
Huh?
Unbelievable. Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Boom, boom.
Beautiful spoilers, so they took the outcome of the last trial.
Phew. Shing!
So part of the reduction process contains seed and cut and seed cut.
And?
So then what is she ready to reveal to exactly?
What are you gonna do? Hey! Hey! But hold on.
Enough already.
Yes, indeed.
A good potato. There's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it, but I have to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably aware that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what did the mastermind know I expected was an incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. Mastermind told me to hold off to wait till we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart and the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind.
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why I saw it grow.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
What? Because that outside revealed her secret, which made everyone else hate her. I said you just stay true to all of you, led directly all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Maybe oxymoronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
One has unplugged for a second. Broken willing to accept whatever attack you want to take on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
Unfortunately, this won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
That's where I knew that eventually would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have no obligation to get this situation under control. If I fulfill that obligation, I'm tired to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the first conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I am willing to kill.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
When Sakura didn't feel cornered, she didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop fighting to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. Sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try and stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen, and the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have other orders for you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else, no matter what. Just survive.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But dude, all the memory was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
So she died, so you guys were trying to kill each other. But you almost ended up doing it anyway. Next to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, because of your stupid meddling with the rest of
Too bad.
the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you were on the wrong tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. So because of our misplaced hate?
Well?
Don't blame her. I can't blame her. Nobody can
Ooh-hoo.
What? Whether or not it was fun?
What? What do you want?
What the heck is not how it's supposed to go?
How strange.
Are you sure about that? The game is a competition between all of you.
Hey!
Your enemies, each other. Absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Look at the outfit. You understand, don't you? It's luck or death elimination match. The only one who already starts to win. Which is why I'm bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally. Don't make me repeat myself.
Participating in a game which is launched this week on the computer. I'm sorry if I want to get
What?
It's all clear now.
Hey,
Yeah, how boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
A fun time?
Hmm.
Let's see if I get the nothing dark side where I can get my friends.
You want me to punish you guys?
What we've all been waiting for. It's punishment time.
What?
Sako is second to fire, right? She's dead. That's good enough.
But
Wrong.
Oh, heavens, though, just a rock is dead, doesn't
Listen up. Yahoo! Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Special guest. No. No.
Oh no!
Phew.
But still. My courage takes everything. I'm just looking at my average I'm
gonna do my best.
Mistake, everyone else won't be afraid.
What's the matter?
Here's a laptop. Let's put a fan quite next to the basketball. Shut the hell up. It was just a laptop. You killed it. What you call animism? You are so traumatized. Laptop. Anyway, but mine isn't on my way. I was trying to find things else.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed them.
Actually...
No. I know about it from the very beginning. I knew Chiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew he was using it to analyze data. Exactly, I was going to play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew you were still cocky enough for us to take the plunge?
Yep.
I mean, the data of the laptop, it was, I guess you'd call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Maybe like a reward on it would be able to lock something so difficult.
Hey,
Of course, I can't get access to that. It's just too personal, so I had to do a little, you know, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
Okay. And punishment made me feel a billion times better.
Very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get lower. You know, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody's danced upon the death of each and every one of our friends. They all make us stronger. Swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy well, you're super bad, just like unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, that brings closer and oh, but before that,
Uh-huh.
I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
There's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Huh? Do I read it? Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Prepares for the delectode of yours truly. What I'm thinking is something I'd like to tell. I'd like for you to tell the others. Hopefully I'll act as a clue to unravel the mystery of this school. You went to Valley. What? A clue?
Hina.
So then I spent off and on the whole thing that I've been here. So I've learned one thing. Which is Mastermind has done something. Oopsie days, that was close for another word.
Too bad.
Okay, I know what it is fine. So what kind of six bits for today?
What?
You stopped at the most important bit?
You guys? Too bad.
What?
What?
There's one last line of the note. Let me just say this to the house today. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Oh, what a stubborn loser. Don't lay down and die, so fight.
Well?
Those are his parting words to us before disappearing. What was that all about? Sakura's final message. school to help. I was still the master of the school. That's right, I did something to us. You said something like that before, didn't you? I was just lost.
You.
What'd you do? What'd you do to my
Who?
What?
Hey.
That's me. What did you do to my Let's make it talk to bodies. Oh, that's my dad. What is he doing? I should have thought a bomb as well. Charlie is wrong, huh? No, I fell off. I just think about it. I can't afford to acknowledge. I think that.
Yo!
So the class trial's over.
But...
Yes.
That's just our other than the head back up. Yeah, let's get out of here. But you were still feel responsible. I'll back that ego a bit, you know. This card of mystery, so like you could pose is absolutely
Not possible.
I'd have rolled a loss on that kind of challenge.
Eh.
What are you talking about? Kyoko Bakura totally would.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. Every time you have to apologize. How about you make that last one? I reached my wedding to win. Apologize in one words.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. That's all you capture his flag.
No, 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 no! Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why do you come for a squeeze wall, dude?
What did you say?
Squeeze wall?
What the heck?
That's right, could you squeeze wall?
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish.
Ah.
More biting, wonder Dominic.
No, 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 no!
Fighting with that. Jealous. Play with the abuse. Give, take. Okay, I guess not. That's just how it is for now. So Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world. The story was even close to over. Time kept marching on. Oh, went back to rooms for a long night stuck bombs.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
I got there. I could have last hour for such deep sleep, but a voice. I could hear a voice. What? Up. Wake up. Huh? Struck me for my deep sleep, but too hazy, half-conscious, my eyelids were like... Yaga.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Right by my door. It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey,
Always. You don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m. How is Kyoko waking me up at this time? Don't let the metal panel. It's too late. What happened? It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor?
So,
it's not gonna say anything. She'll lay down there and we'll fight. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you go into that? Like, you can put her lips next to my ear and whisper. The Jane you sent out on the 4th floor.
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Still not over? I don't know where she was going. What the? Wait a second. I thought she... What? I don't know what I do now. See, after hours school, I have to get to the 4th floor. I literally went up and did something when I took her to the house or something. Didn't open it. Didn't open it. It must be locked.
What's this?
Oh, what are you doing up
Damn it!
Locked it was incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh, well, I just... Check it out, we did that.
Hey!
Hey, you see that? You'll do it. Until we cut.
Unbelievable.
Just a second.
You too? You guys?
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Oh, okay, sit down.
Hey, shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Get on it. Shoo. So that's one back to our rooms.
Goodbye.
Come on. So what's going on is that she won't be able to just, yeah, and then she doesn't lay and we leave without checking something. What's the point of all that?
Whew.
Don't worry about it. I fear that would be the end of our conversation.
Goodbye.
Good night. Now is over. As I turn to leave.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Who?
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Seven?
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Yeah, we get it. Okay. Well. Interesting.